And we're off! Welcome to the 18th episode of the Brave News channel. I am your host, Shali, and we're here with Rizky.
Hello.
Alright, and this is the show that's going to bring you all of the latest information about our awesome application, Brave Frontier Global, available to you for iPhone, Android devices, Amazon Kindle, and also Windows Phone. And today we have a lot of exciting stuff for you guys, right, Rizky?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, as usual.
Are you ready to get excited? Yes,
Let's go.
yes. Let's start, and we're gonna go ahead with the Brave updates. Today we have a new mission for the Summoner Avatars Battle Hall, round number 2.
Oh.
We had round number 1, so now we're gonna have round number 2. And you're going to fight Groddens.
The old summoner.
Yes, the Elder.
The
But, you know, it's going to be a tough fight because Groddens has always been a tough character to beat. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you do manage to beat him, though, you get 300,000 Summoners XP. You also get 1 gem, which is always nice.
Right.
And you get a new summoner weapon, which is called the Crystal Staff. And you guys can see the design for the weapon on the screen as we are speaking. And of course, it has a very sorcerer, mage feel to it. It looks very cute. I like it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Rizky?
Lord of the Ring things?
Yes.
Lord of the Ring.
Some Gandalf
Gandalf.
flavor here and there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so that looks really cool. For our next update, we also have more trial-like battles. This time is in the strategy zone, which you guys will remember is the new section that was added to the trials area. And the new trial is going to be called the Beast God. And if you guys remember from the lore of Brave Frontier so far, the Beast God is Aphrodilith, which means that Aphrodilith is back.
Oh, wow.
But this time he's more powerful than before. And why? Do you know, Rizky?
Because he got an Omni.
That's right, because he went all the way to Omni. He's an Omni unit now. Of course, not to get confused, it's a different unit.
It's a different unit,
Exactly. Yes. The Beast God, Aphrodilith, the original one you got from the trial, is a separate unit from this particular unit that went to Omni, but in essence it's the same character. Not the same unit, but the same character. Right. And for the mission details, you're going to face, of course, the Beast God Aphrodilith, the first and original one. You're going to face his disciple as well, Zerg. And then once you finish that battle, in the second battle, you'll actually fight against the Omni Aphrodilith, which is the Strife God Aphrodilith.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can see his artwork on the screen as well.
He looks much lighter, I would say.
He's not so convoluted.
Like he used to bring to
he had
buildings.
Like a castle on him.
Yes,
he lived in the castle and he used the castle, like he had absorbed the castle into his body. So it was actually like part of his body. But this one, he's just like, no, I'm good. Like I just need some wings and some aura and I'm good to go. Yeah,
and we see his kind of like stats. It's actually considered as like very high end.
Yes.
Like even people are comparing it with close to the gacha character, the summon character.
And it's a free character.
It's a free character,
as long as you beat the trial.
Yeah, you have to go all the way to the strategy zone. So
yeah, but it's still a character that is available to everyone. You don't have to pay anything for it. You just have to work really hard and beat the trial. And not only will you get Strife God Aphrodilith, the Omni unit, as a reward for beating the trial, you'll also get 300,000 Cell, you'll get 100,000 EXP, and you'll get 1 gem, which is always welcome. Right? Yeah, so that's for Beast God Aphrodilith, or the new Strife God Aphrodilith.
Very exciting.
Yes, but we also have another of the 4 Fallen Gods in a new trial. This time we have Zavalwa, which was Zavalwa the Supreme, if you guys remember. And she is going to be facing you in battle. This time there are no disciples involved, so it's just her, Zavalwa the Supreme, the original. And then once you beat her on the first round, the second round you'll get to fight the ruling god Zavalwa, which is her new Omni form. And she looks amazing.
Yes, amazing.
This whole trend of riding dragons, I can dig that. It's cool. She's got the long hair flowing in the wind. They're kind of like tentacles almost, honestly. I'm digging her robe. What do you think of her design?
Well, it's surely a big change from the original one. The original one was like she's inside a monster.
She was huge.
She's half human, half monster.
She was kind of like one of the, like a siren almost, but not really.
And right now it feels like she's finally free from from the whatever things in the book.
Whatever the monster, but maybe the monster that she's riding is that monster that she had fused with. We don't know that. But yeah, so if you beat her in the trial, of course you'll get Ruling Gods of Alpha, the Omni evolution as a reward. You'll also get 300,000 Zel, 100,000 XP, and 1 gem. So very similar to the Beast God trial, the Supreme God trial. You get both new units for each trial and lots of other rewards. So very exciting stuff.
Looking forward for them.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not going to be a walk in the park, so you guys better get ready. Make sure you have the right spheres. Make sure that you've got your team as maxed out as possible. You know, all the parameters included and all DSP unlocked to be ready to go. And good luck to you guys. Now we're going to move to our Omni evolution, so stick around. And we're back. This time we have the Omni units ready for you guys for an brave update. New Omni evolution of 2 legacy units, 2 very loved legacy units. I personally had these units in my party together for a very, very long time. And the first one we have is Kira. Kira is back with a vengeance.
The very first 7-star, remember the 7-star batch that we have? People are referring to like not Alpha, but you know, it's always like Kira batch.
It's always Kira and Feeva.
Poor Alpha.
Alpha, nobody can taser. Nobody sees Cannon comes up.
Cannon is interesting.
Comes up sometimes, Tora, I don't even think people even really remember. I know that Anthony's favorite was Tora because that was his layer, so Anthony. Okay. But Kira looks amazing here. He has taken flight. He has wings now. His doubles wielding has become 1 blade and 1 spear?
Well, it used to be a spear, but I think it's longer now.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. It's something behind his back in the 7-star version.
Oh, that's right, because it just crosses from the back, so you can see blades sticking out of both sides, but you just don't get the visual
full view,
right away.
I think the designer now, I mean,
you are totally right.
The artist is doing a justice for him, like trying to show all his weapon in like full glory. So plus this, I don't know, this floating sword. Very reminiscent of a
certain character from a very famous series that has black hair and is really pretty. But fangirls. But I think he looks amazing. He even grew nails. Did you guys notice that? He has like black, like really shiny nails.
Well,
it's really
Callan did.
It's amazing.
But yeah, it's really awesome, man. I think like this is one of the most awaited.
Agreed. I was waiting for it, most definitely. Yes.
And let's see what he did. Like he did a lot of like spark damage critical again. So he's back to his original functions. Just look forward for the unit.
Right. I mean, we're gonna give you a little bit of lore as well, so that you don't go without that. After touching on some of the specifications for Kira, this is Kira. Had he been able to gather enough power in Ishgria. So had he been able to release his full potential in Ishgria, but perhaps beating the strongest demon in all of Ishgria, he would have been able to evolve yet again, and through that evolution finally beat Karnamasta, because that was his thing. He challenged Karnamasta directly, and he was like, yo, come at me, bro. And then he kind of did not succeed in that endeavor, because a lot of things happened to the 6 pillars in the story. But had he been able to get to this point in time by beating a lot of the powerful demons of Ishgria, he would have been able to attain that enough, power to beat Karnamasta. So, very interesting. And then from Kira, we're going to move to a very special lady. Her name is Feeva. And everybody absolutely loves Feeva. I remember when having Feeva as your leader was all the rage. Like, she came out and everybody just kept pressing the summon button. They're like, where's my Feeva? Where's my Feeva?
I think earlier she was like one of the, BB management unit that is really, really useful. And she's still now.
All the BC drops. All the drops.
Yeah, so, like, when the 7-star War series, BC and BB are very like important things.
Super important.
Yeah, super important. Well, nowadays it's easy to get.
Right. Now it's just kind of like a staple of the game. If you don't have those things, you're not going to get very far. But back in the day, this was like revolutionary stuff.
It helps you to go through like difficult trial, keep maintaining your BB attack and stuff.
I remember I didn't have a Feeva of my own for a while, and I took a Feeva friend leader to Frontier Hunter, and I was just completely amazed at the fact that I think it was maybe my first triple S like ever, because before that I had never been able to reach it, and then with Feeva and like all her drops and all the damage that she caused, because she's a really good damage dealer as well. I finally was able to get up there, and I was like, it's possible. So thanks, Feeva. Thanks for looking out, sister.
And she's back now.
Yes, now she's back. Her design has changed quite a lot. She looks fairly more friendlier than before. I think her eyes just, I don't know, they're a little bit more kind this time around.
Yeah, I guess like it's a little whitey here instead of like grays.
Right. I think the white area, well, the one that's white for us is still black, but I think she's got a little bit more shine. She's got a little bit of more like a dewy thing going on. So she doesn't look as menacing as she did before. Also, she's not riding her crystal dragon. Her crystal dragon has somehow like, I don't know, become like a loop around her, like her aura instead. So I mean, we don't know if that thing was alive or not, so maybe it's okay in this form. I don't know. Her sword changed.
How's her story?
Well, as far as her story, this is a very interesting one, because usually when we talk about an Omni evolution, we talk about how they could have done better for themselves or done something more for humanity, you know, like they had a change of heart. For Feeva, is actually her story had she not betrayed Karnamasta. Which is very interesting. So this would have been Feeva had she not betrayed Karnamasta and then helped him against all of the people who were plotting against him. Because you guys remember Karnamasta got sealed away by Lucius and friends, and spoiler alert, sorry. Yeah, so she would have been able to drive away all of those people, protect Karnamasta, and then get rewarded for her efforts as the ruler of Grand Gaia. Yeah, that's mind-blowing, right?
It's okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm speechless.
I know. So usually it doesn't really turn like this. It doesn't. Omni lore is just showing you all kinds of different variations for each unit. So this is very interesting. This is Feeva had she basically gone on to be an evil part of history, basically. Even though she looks less evil now, which is ironic, but you know. Yeah, so she looks amazing. I can't wait to evolve both of these, to have them in my squad. It's gonna be awesome. And now I think it's time to move on to our next section, so please stick around. And it is now time for our Brave exclusives. We're gonna have Rizky give us all of the details. Mr. Rizky, sir, will you please get us started?
Yes, ma'am. All right, so yeah, this time around we will have a little bit different format. Don't panic, okay? So basically, you guys might not be looking at like any unit images for now, but yeah, just to explain that the team is still working on it. The next one will be probably we want to show you guys the Omni of Sieging. Yeah, but it is still in process and it's not really ready to show yet. So yeah. So for now we are going to go for the guild content instead. So there will be like 3 updates for the guild,
which is still exclusive to global. Yes. So don't put it down just because we don't have a unit to show you this time. We still have cool stuff to share with you, but we'll just have to wait for a global exclusive unit next time to show you next time. Yeah,
that's true. Okay. Let's move on to the first update on the guild content preview, which is the multi-squad system. So yeah, as you guys can see here, there are a lot of like comments about having the focus of like guild seems to be like having a mono element squad, and you are fighting a very strong elemental guardian.
Right.
So if you can only bring one kind of like elemental squad, that's going to be like, you know, a disadvantage for you.
Right, if you choose the wrong element, right?
If you choose the wrong element, then you know you are kind of like locked for 22 hours. So that's going to be a very long, you know, and very hard battle.
Definitely.
So yeah, multi-squad is definitely something that we are going to target for the next patch.
Sounds good.
We are going to provide like up to 3 squads that you can bring into the guild battle.
That's nice.
And you can change it in the middle.
That gives you like a 50-50% chance to like.
Yeah,
I think it's 50-50. I'm terrible at math. Don't judge me.
Well, in a way, I mean like At the current stage, you can only choose like 2 guardians, and enemy can choose two kind of guardians. So you can bring like kind of like what you say, like try on like bring 3 kind of like elemental squads.
3 mono squads, yeah.
And it will be able to like at least one of it at least hit the.
Yeah, one of them should at least do enough elemental damage to put a dent in the guardian. Yeah.
And yeah, so the objective of this system is actually to provide player with the flexibility to strategize and adapt to various situations like scenarios for guild raid.
Yeah.
And the mechanic is you can bring up to 3 squads, and you can switch them in the battle phase.
Nice.
So yeah, anything between the map, as long as you are not battling, you can always switch it.
Sounds good.
So yeah, this will be the first. The things on the left and right is the mock-up screen. So there might be minor changes, but this should be enough to illustrate like how it looks like in the game.
Yeah, so it's very similar to the trial squad system, where you usually take 3 and then you just fill up all the slots according to the cost that is allotted to you, and then you swap from one squad to the other depending on what you need.
Correct.
Excellent. That sounds good.
The second update will be on the quest system, or well, the objective system in a way. Yeah, so as you guys can see, like some of the players' feedback are, like, oh, we have a huge map, like kind of like 4 times the normal raid map.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And you have to like some players don't know where to go. Like maybe they just like, oh, let's split the team into like four groups, and everyone go to this area and that area. But the issue with that is that like there seems to be like you have to do a manual kind of like directing the team.
You do this, you do that, you do this.
You go to this point.
Right.
So with the objective system, with the quest system in the raid battle, we want to make kind of like a mini task available for the players. So you have the 2 kind of tasks. The team task, the team quest, which is like a team overall goal for the whole battle, battle cycle, and the individual quest will be the one that you can do at your own pace. So for example, like when the team are not that active because it's a long battle period.
Right.
If let's say you log into the game and where the rest of the team members are not active, you can always do your individual quest. Yeah.
You can go on your own and do some stuff, productive stuff in the meantime.
Right. And the good thing is that through this these 2 quests, you can gain guild tokens, of course, which is always good. You can always use it to exchange,
of course.
And the battle conquest points. So by doing this, you can by doing the individual quest, you can always contribute to your guild overall progress. Yeah.
Yes.
Against the other enemy. So you can take a look at here on the screenshot on the left, and there are 2 screenshots. Of course, this is all the mock-up at the moment.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the final, but roughly you can see on the left one there will be like the quest description. What are the list of the tasks that you are going to objective that you are going to achieve, or the team are like currently trying to achieve.
Right.
And on the right will be like the list of the quests and the claim button to get the rewards.
Cool. So it's just kind of like the same system as the missions that you get daily.
Correct. Missions.
Right. Except that you do these for guild raid, and they're guild related tasks.
Correct.
In the guild raid map.
And and well, the task will be something meaningful, like for example, something related to the current screen. For example, like fight and conquer certain outposts.
Right.
Like
makes sense.
Get hold 2 or 3 outposts. Maybe win X amount of battles.
Right.
And some of the individual side quests can be like earn X amount of BCP. Or deal X damage.
Right.
Yeah, certain damage to boss guardians. And
so anything related to actual guild raid, it just depends on that particular battle or that particular day, I guess.
Yeah.
They will be random each time.
There are certain things that will be randomized. So the purpose is like more for the team quest is to serve as a small objective during the whole battle, and as well as helping the players, the newer players, to know where to go now.
Right.
So for example, like let's fight and conquer 3 outposts. So they have to like, okay, let's split, and then you can conquer these outposts. The other team go to the other one, and maybe once the Guardian is unlocked, everyone can like, okay, let's go to this and fight together.
Yeah, it gives everybody a sense of direction. Sounds good.
Right. So the last update that we have for the guild content will be, the other upcoming updates for this will be Windows platform support. So players are asking like, oh, where's the love for the Windows player?
They haven't been able to play a guild raid, I guess.
Yeah, there were some technical issues earlier, and we managed to solve it and proceed with the proper QA and stuff. So yeah, it will be released in the next upcoming update for the guild, for the Windows platform. And there's a little bit update on the guild room administration. So basically now, the complaint was it used to be only the officer, the guild officer that can open the room. So for the guild raid battle. So what happened is that if the officers is like away or like they are not logging in on the day, nobody can
nobody can play.
Nobody can play. Nobody can join the battle cycle for that day. So yeah, we are giving a flexibility starting from the next update to have the guild members, the normal guild members, to be able to open the room.
Cool.
So anyone can just jumping in and start playing. Of course, you don't if you want to succeed in this battle, you don't go open the room and play by yourself.
No, I mean,
you still have to cooperate with the rest.
That's the opposite of guild.
Yeah.
A guild is like everybody playing together. You guys are a team, so use your power as a team. You just have to check on who's available or not. And sometimes when people are not available, it makes things more difficult. So this is going to facilitate everybody's participation, regardless of who happens to be missing or offline or whatever.
Yeah, as in like you have the officer to be like someone to like take control, and maybe the one that is most available among the rest. But we don't want the whole team are limited just because of the guy. For example, if for some reason he can't really play.
People have things to do sometimes.
So we can make it. We will make it more flexible on that. But yeah, please communicate with your guild members as well.
Definitely keep in touch with them.
And the other thing will be the room masters now are able to kick out the room member using the expel function during the preparation phase. So in a case where like there are some kind of like trolling member that just want to like I just want to like
it happens.
leech here. That this member is
just gonna join this party but do absolutely nothing to contribute kind of players.
Because I think that the problem now is that you once they join, you can't really kick unless they choose to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah. So these two will be the update for the upcoming. What do you think? Like
I think those are all very helpful functions, most definitely, and it is clear that a lot of it was inserted from the feedback that we get from the players, because they're the ones that we are creating this content for. And so taking that feedback and applying it directly into the game to make sure that we're facilitating their playing process is very, very important. So hopefully you guys are as excited about these changes as we are.
Yeah, I think from the development team point of view, it's like this guild content is kind of like new content, like it never existed before in another version.
It's super new.
Yeah, so a lot of things are like we want to be open as well. We have our own design, we have our own direction on things to do, but we also take players' feedback into consideration.
Of course, that's very
important.
That's
why as you guys can see, we have two survey kind of thing. We get all the feedback, gather everything, we discuss internally. Okay, we choose which one is the best feedback and it's the most feasible to do within the time limit.
Because we do have our limits too. We create content, but we're not magicians.
Yeah, we're
we can't just
software
make
it's a software development, guys. So whoever you are, you who are like programmers, you know how long does it take to to implement. So yeah. So well, that's all for the brief exclusive for today.
Awesome.
So let's move on to the next
to the Q&A. Stick around. Now we're gonna move to our brave answers, where I ask the question and Rizky has all the answers. Right. And of course, these questions are from you guys. We gather these from YouTube channel, from Facebook, from Reddit. Again, we're watching. But let's get started here. Number one, why are the global exclusives becoming not so exclusive anymore, Rizky? What's going on?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are we betraying our own brand? What's happening here?
Well, it's a really hard thing to answer, but yeah, well, as you guys know, I mean, Brave Frontier is kind of like, you know, it originates from the Japanese version, and well, we have a few variations. We have the global version, we have European version, and we are all working together on this.
Of course.
So occasionally we will have collaboration where our content, you know, cross over to another version. For example, like we bring well, in the Japan version they have this international,
of course,
summon or international what do you call it, dungeon kind of thing. Battle Maiden, Halloween unit were there as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, the purpose of this collaboration, of course, is to promote each other content, introduce and promote each other content where available. So there are things that we do together, like for example, you know, when we do the Hatsune Miku, the first very first Hatsune Miku collaboration, it was with the Japanese version.
Yes.
We did the time release, the same time release. So that's quite unusual, but there are things that where we share that we split the work together. Kind of like and also, as you guys remember, we did one for the KOF, the King of Fighters. Collaboration last year together with the European version. So we split the work, you know, between the pixel art, the illustration, and the development as well. Yeah. So so as you guys can see, I mean, like, exclusive is still exclusive in a way that you know, the certain exclusivity will be maintained. For example, like the first, it is the first to be released in its version. For example, like global exclusive is always the first to be released in the global.
Of course, we made it, so we get first. That's how it works.
And recently, it's the first to receive Omni update as well.
Yes.
So we also try to like set a distinction, or well, it again, it depends on the intended usage in the other version. But we were the one maintaining the original balance. And sometimes, like when it goes to like the Japanese version, for example, it will be adjusted a little bit. And yeah, most importantly, those collaboration or crossover with another version are time limited. So they won't be available in their version outside the time frame. Yeah. But for global, of course, the permanent the permanent content, like for example the story content of Aneroth, Soulbound Saga, Galadon, they are all permanent content, so they will be in the game in the Brave Frontier Global all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's. Yeah, I understand that maybe some players have this kind of like, you know, concern, like why global exclusive has to go to the other version.
Specifically the Japanese version. Let's be real. I know that a lot of people have been commenting and things like that. It's like, why do you call them global exclusives if you can summon them in the Japanese version?
But it's still two different games.
Right. Well,
and two
you
different
have to also
setup
keep in mind that all of the units that we have in the game come from the Japanese version. So don't forget that, because that's the original version, and that's where we get all of the units. And then we create global exclusive units for us here, and sometimes we make them limited time only because they're, you know, a special season or something like that. And then if you think about it that way, global players usually get both. They get the original units that are from the Japanese version, and then on top of that, they get the global exclusives. But the Japanese version players usually just get, you know, the Brave Frontier original stuff.
And
and they do have collaborations. They have maybe like one or two that we haven't been able to release in the global version because of IP complaints and things like that. Exactly. But most of those collaborations do make it to us. Like Shin Megami Tensei stuff. What other one can we say? Well, Hatsune Miku
and Phantom of the Kill.
Phantom of the Kill, yeah. All of those things, most of them do make it to our version. So if we really did stop to think about it, the global version gets the best of both worlds. The Japanese players are the ones who actually are like, oh, the global exclusives look cool. How come we can't get those? And now ALM is trying to make those available to the Japanese players, and that's why this has happened.
That's exactly like think of like the perspective of the Japanese players as well when they see the Soul Saga. It's like wow, they wanted the unit as well. But yeah, I mean again there will be like different timing to introduce like do to the kind of like the crossover. But yeah, I mean like just keep in mind that like all the units started from global. We are the first to receive it. We are the first to like experience like know the stories, the full complete package of the stories. Like,
and the effects are not always the same as well. Like sometimes the effects that the units have, the global exclusives have in the global game are not exactly the same effects that they have in the Japanese version, because again we have to maintain the balance of the game in each version, and each version does it differently. So
they have different meta in a way.
So that's also a good point to keep in mind.
So yeah, I mean like we understand that maybe there's some concern on this. So moving forward, we will try to like especially with other version, whenever we want to do a collaboration, try to like inform the users like, hey, please support our character will appear in the other version. Please support them.
Definitely. Yeah. It's all about love, man.
Yeah. Sharing.
It's love. Sharing is caring. Exactly. Sharing is caring. Okay. Well, are we ready to move on to the next question, Rizky?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 here. When are we getting K&K 7-star? Ideally, it should be Omni at this point in time. Of course, K and K are the twins that you can obtain from the Coliseum.
No, it's in the
Challenge Arena. Challenge Arena, that's the one. Because there's 3 now. There's the Arena, there's the Coliseum, and then there's the Challenge Arena.
We have actually Vortex Arena as well. But it is a very old content.
Too many arenas.
Too many arenas. But
yes, Challenge Arena. My apologies. Yes.
So, well, this question has been asked so many times.
Yes.
But I mean, like, I'm bringing this up because the question on Omni. Yeah. So, well, at the moment, we have the 7-star design, as you guys know, but we're waiting for like the Challenge Arena 2.0 to release it.
Right.
So we are still aiming on like mid-spring for this.
Awesome.
These questions probably will make us to like rethink again on like the purpose of K&K unit, Kurewa and Kuragin, and whether we want to use the 7-star or we are going to revise it as an Omni. We will discuss it with the team. So yeah, just look forward for the reopening of Challenge Arena 2.0.
Right. So we're working very hard to release Challenge Arena. Whether K&K are going to pull the Mifune, we can't guarantee that. We know that at this point in time, the Omni units are what you guys want, and 7 stars are kind of just like falling behind, just like the 6 stars once lost to the 7 stars back in the day. But it's still good units, and not only that, but they're units that you can basically get for free as long as you do a little bit of grinding here and there.
A little bit of grinding.
Yeah. So we're still working on that.
All right.
Okay. Next question here, number 3. Why are ad slots and guild raids unavailable to Windows users? What's going on?
Well, as you guys know, when like we have a various like platform, and mostly when you're adding some kind of like new system into the game, sometimes they are only supported for iOS and Android. So that's kind of a challenge.
That's the harsh reality, guys.
It's the harsh reality,
it's the world.
But yeah, it's not that everything is possible. I mean, like basically the issue is sometimes technical integration itself, or the QA time are not enough for it before we can release. So we have to we have to postpone it for the next version. So just to answer on this. At the moment, the guild rates, as announced earlier in the previous slide, the guild rates will be available to Windows users.
Right.
So we have
so they're coming.
Yeah, we have managed to handle the technical constraint. Yeah, we finished the QA and we are going to prepare it for the next version. And for the ad slots, unfortunately, I think it's going to take a while for it to be available. We still need to contact, with the original, company that works on the system itself. But yeah, it's not that we are discriminating Windows users or something, but
of course not.
We wouldn't
do it on purpose.
As much as we are trying our best on this, we still have to rely on some kind of like third-party system for certain development. I mean, if you guys know that whoever, the players who work in the software development or in the app development kind of like field, you guys know that sometimes we have limitation. Like we can't really develop everything by ourselves.
We can't do everything ourselves.
Sometimes relying on the third party will help, but at a cost. Yeah. So basically, Windows users, at least you can get the guild rate. Now enjoy the guild rate for now.
Yeah, guild rate is the important thing. The ad slots, I guess, it's nice to get the free gem now and then, but at least you don't have to sit through the videos. I don't know. Look on the bright side.
You're not the proponent of it. Yeah.
Look on the bright side.
Yeah, but probably they really want some special spheres or special unit, well, kind of like material fusion material unit from the ad slots. So, yeah.
Someday, we're working on it. We're working on it. We just don't know when we're gonna be able to have this third party, change their own system so that it is available to you guys. So, working on it.
All right.
Okay. Going on to number 4 here. Approximately how long is the process of coming up with a new unit and then implementing the unit into the game?
All right.
This is a very interesting question.
Yeah. So we're going through development. Kind of like a lot of technical things here, so please bear with me for a while. And
go, Rizky, go! It's your time to shine.
So basically, we are just like I'm trying to like split this into a very simple like three phases of development for the unit. First is the pre-production phase. The pre-production phase is where you do the unit. Start with the unit specification and the concept. The specification is basically like we have one kind of like a worksheet, and it will tell like, okay, this is the unit that we want to do. We will put kind of like a reference picture inside there, and we put like what element do you want, what is the unit characteristic, like kind of like the personality and stuff.
Right.
What's the element? What is the short backstory of the unit? And with this specification document, we request for a concept to our artist. So we have a set of artist team, the concept artist team, who take this specification and do research.
Right.
Get a few sketch for us to choose, for the development team to choose. Oh, okay. So let's say, for example, like we are getting kind of like a special Valentine unit with what theme? For example, like Asian theme, like Oriental theme. That's why you come up with Fang.
With Fang.
Fang character. Fang character. See, I said it wrongly.
And Fang. Because their daughter's name is Fang, right?
So when we are requesting for that, like the designers or the game designers have to like request for like give a proper reference, like okay, what kind of Oriental style you are looking for? Is it like a Chinese
long
or is
hair,
it like a Thai
short
man?
hair? She's gonna be friendly. She's gonna be evil.
That kind of thing. Yeah. So the pre-production phase, including the specification, the specification documents and the concept, usually took around like 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on number of units. This is not like a specific like when you're doing one single unit only, but it can be when you do 2 units of the similar theme.
Right.
It will be
they're all from the same series or something.
The time needed will be slightly lower. So that's the pre-production. So once the concept is done and ready, we go to the production phase.
Okay.
So the production phase is where you take the concept, unit concept, colored concept, and there will be two tasks needed to be done. First is the actually there are 3 of them. Unit illustration. It consists of the taking the concept and polishing it. So sometimes when you guys see the concept are still rough colors, they still have like lines or like undefined lines.
Right.
So the artist team will take it and do the kind of like full rendering of the final illustration. So as you guys can see when you see the characters, like the characters profile art or the illustration for the Brave Frontier, it has a really like defined line. Very the color is very like smooth,
clean, very nice. Yep.
So that's kind of like the polishing that we do in the production. We also do the beside this, there's another art part, which is the pixel art creation.
Yes, very
so
important.
For the pixel art creation, we hand over the concept, plus there is a storyboard as well. Or sometimes you don't need a storyboard. Sometimes you use a storyboard. Storyboard is basically kind of like a sketch that illustrates how the character should animate.
Right.
Yeah, so you guys can see.
She should spin.
Should spin
run,
or run
or jump.
This is the most interesting part usually, because when we have this storyboard, we still discuss it in our team, and we got like many feedback from the team. We have to also consider that we can't make animation that is too complicated.
Right.
Otherwise, players will be like, the players, but
when is
the one who is working,
like that?
the one that is working on the art is like, okay, this is impossible to do on pixel art.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of things need to be taken into consideration. How to make a simple animations with, but simple enough or feasible enough to do in the pixel art, but it's still
cool looking. Yeah, exactly. And also probably making sure that it doesn't look exactly like another unit's animation.
Yes.
That's probably a big part.
That's a big challenge, because there are a lot of animations.
Yes.
And sometimes if you make the animation too simple, it loses the characteristics.
That's all she does?
Yeah.
Okay.
So depending on the character design, the animation could be very very complicated, or we are trying something new. Like for example, I think the most interesting animation that I saw like at the first glance was like Haderon, because when he stabbed the spear on the ground, on the other side there is like the bunch of like he's kind of like the aural thing that goes up. It's very similar to what Xenon characters as well. Like those kind of animations come from the designer's imagination. It's
like, creativity,
it's creativity
for the win.
And so the unit pixel art usually is done for about 3 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on the complexity. And finally, the thing that we are working on in conjunction with the two arts art pipeline was the game design. So we were working on the game design for the unit itself. So starting from the getting the unit basic functionality, like what kind of role the unit should be in. Like for example, is this unit is spark oriented,
or
is it elemental,
or
critical,
drop rates,
or is there any like are we making the unit that's specifically for the raid, the kind of like a long survival, high survivability content, or are you looking for a unit that do the one-shot kill, kind of like for Frontier Hunter, for example?
Yeah.
So the game design itself consists of the unit basic specification and the data creation as well. So we have like we build the game data, and once it is done and the pixel art is done, we start doing the integration to the game. So once everything is done, we have the post production for about 1 to 2 weeks. That consists of the balancing itself. So once we get the pixel art, we can do like we can decide how many hits do we want for the characters. We will match it with the animation itself, and during that point we will do a balancing as well. We will try to like pit it against the other characters, compare it with similar characters, and see how is the damage output for the unit.
Cool.
And balancing and QA phase are kind of like done together sometimes, or overlapping a little bit. So after we're done with like maybe 70% of the balancing, we will pass it to the QA team. The QA team will check the unit, compare it against the other unit, check for bugs and stuff, check for every single kind of like a skill or everything inside the BB.
Is it really dropping?
Yeah, is it really dropping this much?
As it should?
Does it reduce the defense? Does it boost the HP and stuff?
Right.
Yeah, so this process is usually taking about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the schedule as well. Sometimes we have kind of like limited schedule, so we have to pack things a little bit.
Right.
So in general, I mean, if you guys would like to know like how long does it take to
the short answer is about 3 months.
Correct. It's about 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So, well, pre-production is about 2 to 4 weeks. Production is about 3 to 6 weeks. Production is the longest, of course. The post-production is the rest 1 or 2 weeks. So yeah, about 3 months.
Yep.
So sometimes when we are giving you guys, and sometimes we are not able to give you guys like preview or something.
Like today.
Yeah, like today.
That's because you caught us in an
in
awkward
the middle
step.
of it. Yeah. I mean, sometimes we have the concept, but the concept itself is still not ready to show yet. It still needs a bit polishing. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, we just want it to be really, really, really nice by the time that we show it to you. Of course, you know, in the show,
not final,
we try to give you the final form, but sometimes we tweak it even more after the video is released. So, but unfortunately, yeah, this time we don't have one for you. But next time, next time.
So, yep, that's all. Sorry for like a very lengthy explanation.
No, thank you, Rizky. That was amazing.
Yeah.
You've heard it from the man himself. He is the one who basically runs the entire game. So please trust him when he says that it does take a long time.
I'm not the one running the entire game. I don't operate server by myself, but but yeah, I mean, you know, we've been in the team and working together with them like for a long time. So we kind of like know what is the challenge, the difficulty in creating a unit. So.
Right.
So when the team goes to the extent of creating the
Hats
nice
off
unit,
to the Brave Frontier team for making miracles happen.
Write a nice comment on the bottom.
Yes. Thank you kindly.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay. And the last question now here for Rizky. What are the general plans behind the guild raid meta balance direction, and will it be as off the norm as Wanahan was?
Actually, we would like to clarify what is the off the norm here means.
Well, what does this mean exactly?
Whoever asked this, but in a way, I mean, we kind of like get your question on this. So basically, I got back with the guild development team, and they shared with me this kind of like direction for the guild raid. So basically, the first will be, of course, as you guys can see from the trend, the guild is focused on the mono elemental squad.
Yes.
So the mono squad to fight the very strong elemental guardians. So in the next version, as we teased earlier, we want to have like a multi squad so that you can bring you know, a few mono squads to fight to counter different kind of guardians.
Yep.
There will be also the custom score mechanics that boost BCP from the elemental damage done. So the more elemental damage you do, you will get extra boost to the BCP as well. And there will be also various kind of leader skill for the guild raid unit, spheres, and L-gifts as well that provide a superior buff to each element.
Right.
I mean, until now, I think we rarely use the mono squad anymore for the game. Like you sometimes have the frontier game,
right?
Yeah, but it's getting like, you know, mixed now.
Yeah,
you have the fire and
it really depends on what frontier gate you're doing, right?
So we want to make guild raid to be more focused on this. Of course, as the reward or additional things that you can craft in guild, probably we'll be making like spheres and L-gift that give very, very good buff for the elemental, for each element. And the final one will be the we are not just planning for the guild raid elemental leader units, like for example, like everything is focused on the leader skill, but we are also like planning to introduce in the future like more like elemental sub units, meaning that elemental focus unit, but it doesn't need to be a leader unit. It can be like, you know, sub unit as well.
Okay, cool.
So how's the design on this? Well, we'll see. We will share with you guys. Yeah,
it's just an idea, just putting it out there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, there have been like unit that is very good to counter certain element, and it doesn't have to be a leader as well.
Yeah, I mean, because certain units in your party they still play a role, even though they are not the leaders themselves. So.
Right. So yeah, so those are the guild rate, meta, and direction. So with each with each session, you will be getting like a new unit for the reward as well, new unit in the summon, and then there will be also like new and exclusive rewards for every season. So yeah, I think guild rate will be the one that you guys want to like prepare really well.
Yes. It's something that definitely is worth investing your time in. Of course, a new function that is only available in the global version and was specifically made for the global version and global players as well. So please do take advantage of it. Enjoy all the fun stuff that is included in the function, and of course all of the cool updates to come that we have already discussed in the show. So it's gonna be a good time.
Sure things.
Okay. And with that said, we're going to move on to our Summoner's Corner, where we do our usual shout-outs to the people who leave us the nicest comments on YouTube. Or the funniest. I'm just going to tell you this right now. I picked these myself. So, if you want to be on that screen, you need to do something funny. You need to impress me somehow. Yeah, just catch my eye, and then I'll give you a shout-out. Here we have Graham Carpenter, who says, we're going to get the first unit of 3 people. This is in reference of what I said on the last video about Faith, Feng, and Fang. And then he wrote underneath that, Kobolta be like, yeah. Okay, if you guys don't remember Kobolta is a unit from Ishgria, the unit is composed of a little tribe of monsters.
So goblin.
Yeah, and I think the first evolution has only 2 monsters, and then it evolves into 3.
Correct.
But again, if you hear me carefully, I said monsters. There's 3 monsters, and I said 3 people last time. Granted, the monsters do look like they're some kind of like humanoid, but they're still monsters, and they're from Ishgria, so more than likely they're probably demons. So I was still right. So there were still 3 people.
You can't win against Charlie. but yeah, I mean, in any case, I think the reason of why they don't do a 3 characters or 3 people unit is because it's too packed.
Oh yeah,
and the animation is going to be very complicated.
Oh yes.
I think the most we have like 2 characters with the animations, and maybe 1 big characters, 1 characters and 1 like monsters, right? Like a big dragon or something.
Right, with different like parts or something like that. Yeah. But it is really hard to do though, so that was why I was so shocked last time when I thought it was gonna happen. But okay. Anyway, that's my explanation to Graham Carpenter about that. Bookworm 13X says, I really love this show. For a while I was sure that you guys were going to skip this month's episode. Welcome back. I'm looking forward to using the forum again. Well, thank you for looking forward to our episodes. We do these every month. We weren't gonna skip last month or this month or anything like that, but we are, I think, starting to post the videos a little bit later than usual, more towards the end of the month.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe you guys can take a look at like the last 2 or 3 days of the month. Well, if in any case that we have to be like due to some reason or whatever, we have to like postpone it like to the early of the next month, we'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know.
Don't worry on that.
Yeah, so no worries on that front. We're gonna keep going with the show as long as we can, and as long as you guys keep supporting us, of course. And looking forward to using the forum again. Yeah, use the forum, guys. Communicate with all your fellow summoners. Leave your comments, leave your concerns, and because we do go through that stuff as well. So we're always reading what you guys have to say. Sean Lim here. I love it when Rizky explains all the logistics and behind the scenes that goes into the development of this game. It really shows the objective side of things, and not everything is so easily done as we think. So thanks for making us understand. Yes! I for one, really do appreciate it when Rizky explains everything in detail, just how he explained, the process of coming up with the unit and integrating the unit in the game. Because sometimes, as the players, myself included, I just want the stuff. I just want the unit. Just hurry up and release it. I want it. I want to see the artwork. I want it just to play, like right now. But we forget that there's a process, a very long process for everything that is, comes before we can actually get our hands on that content. So thanks, Rizky, for clarifying that.
I mean, we are just trying to share what we can in current capacity.
Of course.
I mean, of course, we are not like as a big company who you can have like a documentary just to show on your unit process and stuff. We are going to try to explain it to the users, but I guess it is more like sharing information and telling to the players that, hey, okay, this is the overall process of the things, and it's not blaming the players for like asking it, because
no. I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking,
because they are passionate into the game, so that's why they are asking us.
Yes, exactly.
They want us to release the unit as soon as possible. Yeah. But yeah, I guess those whoever works on the software development or the app development, they can kind of like understand our struggle in this things.
Definitely.
So I mean, like, if you guys would like to know, like, other things, like okay, how we are working of like in this kind of like if you want to know the specific process, like how to create, how to come out in the design of the unit, sure, you can like drop in your questions there. As long as it's not something like too private or too like company secret, we sure we can still
as
share
long as we don't have to break any non-disclosure agreements in the process, we will try to answer your questions to the best of our ability. So anyway, thank you, Rizky, from Sean Lim there. And then the last one, Paul Jamata here. I chose this not because of what it says, because it says that I look cute and refreshing with the kind of makeup that I was wearing in the last video, which I did get a lot of comments for, so thank you. I've been working on it. I watch a lot of YouTube and I'm trying to make my face look better. But what Paul is asking here is like, is it Shali or is it Shali? And Paul spelled my name exactly the same way in both places. So
I was puzzled with this question. Like, what is this? He's actually asking.
I was really confused. I'm just like, I'm not really sure of what you're asking. If you're just asking for the spelling of my name, is Shaly, just the one L. So neither of these are correct, I'm afraid to say. But yes, that is my name. And nice to meet you too, Paul. All right. Well, unless we have anything else to add, Rizky? No? Well, we're good to go?
We are done.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sticking around for this episode of the Brave News channel. We're always glad to hear from you guys. Glad to hear your feedback. Make sure you leave all your comments and questions in the boxes below so that we can listen to them, we can read them for next time and incorporate them into our show as always, and into the game, which more importantly, the feedback should go into the game.
That's right.
So we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.